Okay, we are here. It is Horror Hangout. It is Saturday. I'm Gory B Movie. Merry meet Weirdos. Let's talk about horror cats. So the first thing I need to know, actually I need to know the same thing I need to know every week, is if you can hear me. So let me know if you can hear me, if you can see me, if everything is good, and if you're as happy as that little dog right there. All right. Dun, 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 dun. And while I wait, I'm going to pop out this chat, see what's going on. Okay. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay. Let's see. Everyone can hear me? Are we good? Are we good? I think we're good. Probably. Probably. Okay. There we go. All right. Everyone can hear me. Let's see who's here this week. We got the 80s teenager, Fairpoint Station, Kevin from Haunted by Horror, Mr. Flickster, Sandy Absolute, Tony Rosa, also known as Munster, Megan Kilroy, hey, how's it going? Crystal Fear, Torchbearer or Ion, Torchbearer Ion, and Jacqueline Elaine. I can't talk today. This is going to make for streaming hard. Also, I'm having a bangs issue. I don't know about the rest of you guys who have bangs, but sometimes your bangs just don't love you like you love them. This is one of those days. We're having a bangs day where they're not quite cooperating. All right. You know what? That's going to be fine because, we're not here to talk. Oh, Movie Massacre show's here. Actually, I have a collab coming up with Movie Massacre. We're going to talk about Frankenhooker, and I get to add the fun facts, which is like my favorite thing to do. So I'm super excited. So my very first question today is, A, do you have a cat? What's your cat's name? And what does your cat look like? So I'm going to kick this off by adding a picture of my cat for all of you to see. So let me go find a picture of my cat, Kirby. Because I feel like that is important for context, the context. So let's go find a picture of my cat so that I have expertise with the cats. So this is, oh boy, that's a big picture. Okay, let's make that smaller. Okay, here we go. This is Kirby, everyone. So technically he's my son Lals's cat, but I feed him and clip his nails and give him baths. So, he's like my cat too. What is going on with my hair today? Also, I got to show off today's shirt, which is a Freddy Krueger cat shirt. I just pointed out my own nipples, but Freddy Krueger cat shirt. And I'm also rocking this Freddy Krueger Hello Kitty cup, if you can see that. So, we are all ready to talk about the cats. Okay, let's see about your cat. So, her hangout, it's pretty much where you and I talk, and we'll just see where this conversation goes. This was the topic that was voted on our last stream. I think we're going to have some fun here. Fairpoint Station says, I share a cat with my girlfriend. Her name is Chanel, and she's a royal beast. She sounds royal as fuck. Jacqueline's cat is named Crookshanks, laugh out loud. He's orange and white, so just like Hermione's cat. And Mr. Flickster has two cats, Bella and Elsa. Ooh. And yes, Crystal, the dogs and the cats love this chair. So he said he's not on the chair too. Can you fit up there too? No, you're just gonna have to wait your turn, buddy. Rich from the movie Massacre has three of them: Weasley, Myrtle, and Penny, and they're all rascals. Kevin has two cats, Mia and Daisy. Daisy just had kittens. Congratulations, Daisy. And his son is 4, and when the first one came out, he was like, hey, where did these kittens come from? Yeah, that makes sense. Hey, Oddly Art. And Bella is black, and Elsa is gray and white. They are real stars on my channel. This is true. Very good channel there. And hey, Torchbearer, we met at Crypticon. That's awesome. Nice to see you here. Tatum says, hey, Gory B, can I be a mod, please? Love you. You know what? You can, Tatum. You absolutely can, if I can figure it out. Add you as a moderator. But remember, with great moderation, with great wrench, comes great responsibility. So, you gotta do all the mod stuff. If spammers come, I'm counting on you to protect me from the spammers. That's what I'm counting on. Oh, I'm having all these allergy problems today. Hold on a second. I cry all my makeup off. How'd everything go on my trip? I'm gonna talk about that. I was intending to do a Crypticon recap stream earlier this week, but I don't know about you guys. When I do something really social like Crypticon, I need like a few days to just be in hermitude afterwards. So I haven't been on the phone. I haven't really been on social media all that much, but I will. I've posted a few pictures. I'm gonna post more. And I'm going to have a stream coming up where I just recap it. I might even, depending on how this goes, I might even do it tonight. Who knows? That is delicious orange juice. Okay. Thank you, Tatum. Thank you. Oh, wait, hold on. I gotta catch up with Oddly Art says, check my DMs on Twitter. Met an interesting horror person at Con who is a rubbish suit monster actor in a B movie now. That's cool. Crystal's cat's name is Pepperoni. I love that. I want you to get another cat named Pineapple for obvious reasons. I hear that, Torchbearer. I hear that. I freaking love you too, Tatum. And Kevin says, a lot of live streams I've watched this week have been swarmed with bots. Yeah, I've seen that. You're dang beautiful, Tatum. Totes. I'm going to move this over because this setup. Let's see. Can we move this over here? No. Oh no, I screwed it up. Let's try this. Put that there. Put that there. Sorry. Okay, how's that work? That should work good. Okay, so today we're going to talk about horror cats. So did I plan anything? Was I responsible? No, I totally did not plan anything. But it's still going to be really, really super duper fun, is what I'm thinking. Nuts, I broke it. Okay, let's try this. Try that. That should fix that. Sorry, I'm having all these technical difficulties, but it's gonna be fine. Oh, balls. Balls. Fixing something. Nice. Very nice. I don't know. I broke it. It's fine, though. It's gonna be okay. I'll just move this over here. All right, what's going on? So, horror cats. Why are we talking about horror cats and not horror pets? Because horror pets is arguably its own subgenre. There are a lot of wonderful pets, from Cujo to Max from Man's Best Friend. There's just the monkey. What's her name? Elsa, maybe? I can't remember. From Monkey Shines. There's some pretty great horror pets, but I have a special soft spot for the horror cats. I don't think I've seen a horror cat movie that I didn't love. My favorite of all time is going to be Uninvited. So, Uninvited, dun 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 dun. I should have pulled up some images for you guys. That's fine, I can do it now. Uninvited is about a cat that is experimented on, and this is so beautiful. The cat is experimented on, but he escapes. He escapes and he gets loose and he runs into these two gals who are on like spring break vacation. But that's not the end of it. These girls try to get into a hotel because it's cold, it's rainy, they're wearing like bathing suits, and they come to meet this guy who they don't realize is actually in charge of this whole mob organization. But he's like, "What's up? You girls are cute. Why don't you come hang out on my yacht?" And that's exactly what happens. But the girls, they also invite some dudes along, and they find the little cat. And then they want the cat on board too. So I guess that's why it's called Uninvited. But is he really uninvited? I don't think so, because, the girls invited him. The guy, he didn't really want him on board, but he did say he could be on board, so the cat is invited. What they should have called this movie is Hairball, and I'm going to show you why. All right, let's go. Let's see. I'm going to add a little display capture here so you can see him. Here we go. This is going to be cool. All right. Here we go. Okay. So this is the Mutant Cat from Uninvited. Let's see if we can modify this. There we go. Make him a little bit smaller. Make him just a scooch smaller is what I'm thinking. Anyway, this movie is B movie gold. You got everything. You got a cute furry cat. You got smaller cats coming out of that cute furry cat. And the cat's I don't even think the cat's a bad guy. The cat is scared. It doesn't hurt anybody without being provoked. And when it is provoked, its instincts kick in, and that's when it pukes out this really cool smaller cat. That cat runs around and bites people, and then they get sort of infected, and then they eventually die of whatever disease they've contracted. Plus, if the cat touches any of the food is then inedible and could kill you. But, I feel like the cat has been experimented on. It's just acting out of fear. And really, who are the real monsters here? The monsters here are those people who are experimenting on cats. So, yeah, this cat is a definite win in my book. And this movie is gold. This movie's amazing. Let's check in with you guys, see what's going on with the chat. Dun, 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 dun. Uh-oh. All right. So what are your guys' thoughts on Uninvited? Uh-oh. Okay, there we go. Yeah, Tony, that would be cool to have you on here as for my Crypticon stream. Come on over tonight or something. Ah, nuts. I don't think you're bad, John. I think you're awesome. You're pure magic. Mr. Flixer just watched Men. I haven't seen it yet, but I've heard it's really good. That's a brilliant idea, Tatum. Oh, okay. So 80s Teenager wanted to know if I saw Alice Cooper last month at McCall Hall. I did not see him last month. I saw Alice Cooper, I think back in 2010, 2011. I can't remember which. And he was playing with Rob Zombie, which was really freaking cool. Weirdly enough, Alice Cooper opened, which I would have thought he was the bigger attraction, but he was incredible. He runs the shows with his daughter, and they had so many awesome kills on stage. It's super fun. And then the Rob Zombie concert was pretty cool too. At one point, Rob Zombie crowd surfs into the crowd, and I'm like right up front and center, and he's crowd surfing sitting down and singing. So you had to. I mean, if you care about Rob Zombie and you don't want him to die, which I don't, you had to touch his booty. You had to touch his booty to move him along. So yes, these hands right here have touched Rob Zombie's booty. And I gotta say, did I go there to touch his booty? Did I, was that something that was on the agenda? No. But since I did, I will give you a review. He has nice, firm buttocks like ripe tomatoes. Moving on. Adam Ward says, "What's up, Gory and everyone? Just popping in to say hi. Oh, I gotta watch Stranger Things as well. I really, really do. I'm excited to see that. I was watching Joe Bob last night when it premiered, but I do need to see it. The movie Massacre Show says the last Killer Kitty movie I watched was called Hell's Kitty. The poor guy brings his dates back, and the cat keeps obliterating them. Now I have seen this movie again. I'm a bit of a horror movie cat expert. Not Hell's Kitchen, Hell's Kitty. I'm gonna find you a picture. Brewster, dude, it's fine, buddy. So this is Hell's Kitty. Hell's Kitty, right here. All right, it's a little bit smaller than the last picture. So this is Hell's Kitty. So this guy, it's kind of a low budget movie. It's really low budget, but it's really funny. So this guy is trying to have a normal romantic life. He has, honey, what's wrong? What's wrong? You want to say to me? It's not dog week. It's not, but that doesn't mean we don't love dogs. Anyway, so like Rich said, he's trying to, date and stuff, but every time he brings someone back to his house, the cat gets jealous and ends up killing them. Highlights of this movie is it's really funny, and it had a lot of cool guest stars. It had the guy who played Isaac in Children of the Corn, and the one I really liked, it had the guy who, I'm drawing blanks on names right now, the guy who played the dad in Pet Sematary, and then he does this cool dance thing. It was pretty rad, and it's a good movie. I recommend it. Kevin's seen Hell's Kitty. Yeah, that cat is a total cock blocker. Thanks, Tatum. I appreciate that. Oh, Tony, you just blew my freaking mind with that. You're right. Because they don't know there's a cat inside the other cat. Maybe that cat, honestly, it wasn't invited even by the cat because the cat didn't want to be experimented on. I will still say I don't like the title just because there are at least 2 other movies called either Uninvited or The Uninvited. It is not a very original title. I also feel like the best titles of movies tell you what the movie is about without seeing a poster or a trailer. And that title, it sounds a little more like something maybe paranormal or like a ghost thing. Not crazy about it here. I think Hairball would have been good. That's all I'm saying. Yes, you guys need to see Uninvited. It's amazing. Hello, Blucka Blucka. Welcome to the Gory Hole. Tatum, Uninvited is so dang good. It is my all-time favorite B movie. It's just amazing. The Familiar of Witches. Honestly, my familiar is probably this guy right here. He's my best familiar, Brocky. He's great. And then Brewster is kind of his familiar. Kirby just likes to hang out. But it is, Uninvited is a cheesy movie. Cat within a cat. The movie has layers like a dang ogre. High Ground Cantina knows what's up. Get on the stream, Tony. He's at work. But, maybe Tony and I will do something. I don't think I'm doing anything tomorrow. So Tony, DM me. I think we've both been recovered because usually I talk to Tony every day. And I haven't talked to Tony for a few days, but I think it's because we're both in our post-Crypticon hibernation. Stray cats. You can cosplay as Maniac Cop. Cats, Tony, Cats was horrifying. I will say this. A lot of people gave it half a star, said it was the worst thing ever. I think the CGI was fucking terrible. I also think it's stupid that they CGI'd out their buttholes, because if you've had a cat, cats love to show you their buttholes. In fact, they even make these cat jewels that you can put over your cat's tail to cover their butthole, which is just ridiculous. And I think, honestly, it's going to bum your cat out quite a bit. But, yeah, I would have liked to see the buttholes in that. Some of the songs were okay. Cats, even as a stage play, is weird. It's a weird play. I think it works better as a stage play. I think making them so human was kind of weird. They could have made them a little more like, I don't know, like kind more like how I guess there's a right and a wrong way. There's certain human characteristics you don't want to put into your anamorphic creature, and they did that poorly. I will say that, the people in it are highly skilled actors, and the dancing was good. Not the worst thing I've ever seen, but definitely nightmare fuel. Hey, have cheetah will view. So, cheetahs are incredible cats. I'm going to tell you my favorite cheetah is probably Chitara from Thundercats. Ho! Fucking love me some Thundercats. I'm telling you, you have a cat and something, it's fucking gold. It's just gold. That's why cats rule the internet. They did. These hands right here. That's right. You guys all say hi to each other and I'll be nice in the glory hole. Because, when you're here, it's like the Olive Garden, your family. It does have so many horror icons in it. So many. Trilogy of Terror had a quick cat scene. I'm embarrassed to say, John, I haven't seen Trilogy of Terror in way too long. I need to revisit that. Though now that you're mentioning a quick cat scene, one quick cat scene that stands out to me and one of my favorite movies of all time. Let me see if I can grab you guys a little picture. Uh-oh. I gotta close that first. Oh, you guys don't need to see my browser history. Give me just a second. I gotta find you a picture first. That's what I gotta do. The visuals bring it to light. So I'm gonna show you guys a couple pictures here. The first one, this is from The Incredible Shrinking Man, which is one of my all-time favorite movies. It's fucking brilliant. And it's really, like, scary because this is his pet cat. And now the cat, it's not, if you imagine how frightened you'd be if, like, a mountain lion or a lion or any large predator was in front of you. They're bigger than us, but they're not this much bigger. This is massive. This is kaiju big. That's a great scene. Another one I wanted to talk about that's just kind of an appearance in a movie that's not necessarily about cats. This one's really sad, but let me see if I can find you a picture. Oh, it's so sad. So sad, but here we go. This little furball here is Dandelo. Dandelo was in the 1958 original The Fly. Again, one of my all-time favorite movies. So Dandelo is a beloved pet of this family. Obviously the dad in the family is a scientist, and he uses Dandelo. Again, what is with using the cats in experiments? I am not a fan. But he uses the cat in an experiment where he's putting it in one pod, teleporting it to the other pod, and it doesn't work. Dandelo, he goes into like another dimension or something, so you can't see him, but you can hear him. And my son thought it was hilarious. He thought that Dandelo had transcended and become like a god. But when I was a kid, I thought that was horrifying. Absolutely horrifying. All right, checking back in with you guys. Oh, have Cheetah Will View reviewed Hell's Kitty. Yeah, Binks. Binks is a great one. Binks from Hocus Pocus. It's the boy who is cursed to be a cat, and then ends up helping the gang later on. I think that's a really good one. The way Binks looks in that movie reminds me again of one of my favorite cats, Salem from Sabrina. So, not Salem necessarily from Sabrina, The Chilling Adventures of Sabrina, but just Salem. I adore Salem. He's terrific. And even in the Chilling Adventures of Sabrina comics, Salem was a witch or warlock, if you want to call him that, who had done a lot of wrong. And so he was cursed to be a cat, to essentially be a familiar and kind of earn his privileges back over time. And there is a lot of legends about that a lot of familiars are former witches. I'm not necessarily sure how I feel about that. I personally, there's a lot of spells if you're a witch where you can call a familiar to you. And I think it might just be an animal who might have been a witch in a past life, but I don't think it's essential. Who connects to your energy. And I think the best familiars are the ones that you kind of have come to you, like Brocky. Brocky came to me. And yeah, he's a great little familiar. He's a good guy. But yes, Salem is hilarious. I love the puppetry, and he does remind me a lot of Binks. Dun 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 dun. Hey guys. I didn't see Ariel pop in here. I think I'm missing some of the messages. So if I miss your messages, just post it again, because I never know. I think some of them don't come through. Robert, hey. Oh, I'm so sorry, Ariel. I'm so sorry. I hope things get better. Buttercup in Hunger Games was an awesome cat. Buttercup had some attitude for sure. Given that he cosplayed as, oh, hey, I do remember you. You came to a couple panels. You were Herbert West, and you also cosplayed as Ripu, the genetic opera. That was awesome. Given I cosplayed as Herbert West last week, I gotta shout out the cat from Reanimator. Yes, in fact, I have an autograph on the wall up behind me from Barbara Crampton, and it says, "Where's Rufus?" I think a couple of the best quotes in this movie, "Where's Rufus?" Rufus being one of them, are about Rufus. I think "Cat Dead Details Later" is my favorite, but absolutely, the cat's iconic in that movie. I am so happy, 80s teenager, that you mentioned again. It's top tier level horror cat entertainment, Sleepwalkers. Now, a lot of people have differing opinions about Sleepwalkers. Some people say it's a so bad it's good movie. Some people say it's gold. I think Sleepwalkers is just immensely entertaining. It's a very entertaining movie. Let's find a cool GIF. Oh my god. This movie's amazing. I love this movie. I love the mythology of it. And this is one of a few rare movies that is a Stephen King movie, but it's an original idea, not based on anything he previously published, that he wrote to be a movie. Now, yes, as you can see by the GIF, there's some goofy shit in this movie, but I love the mythology of it. I love the characters. But there's this boy, and you initially feel kind of sorry for him. It's Leo, the White Lighter, Brian Krause from The Craft. And he's moved from town to town with his mother. His father is dead, and they feed off of like sexual energy. So in order to keep his mother alive, like, I mean, they're cats, so they bone, which is gross, but I mean, they are cats. But he also needs to find her girls from school, which seems to be hard for him because the girl he's kind of chosen, he seems to actually like her as well. So, yeah, it's pretty rough. He actually does seem to like this girl. She's beautiful. She's really nice. She seems to be sympathetic to him. But ultimately, his primary goal is keeping his mother alive. And it's interesting in this that they are cat people, but they are terrified of cats because cats recognize that these cat people, these sleepwalkers, are not natural. And so, yeah, they're drawn to these cat people. There's cats all over the yard. And one of my favorite scenes in this movie, it's set to the song Boudica by Enya. You know, that da na 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 na. I'm going to butcher if I try to sing it, but it's so beautiful. And you see these cats running across the lawn. So, B movie or not, so bad it's good or not, there are some genuinely beautiful moments in this movie. This movie is paced super well, so damn quotable. I love no vegetables, no dessert, and then the mom kills a cop by stabbing him with a piece of corn on the cob. This movie's incredible. But I think what I really want to talk about with this movie is the BAMF of this movie. Let me pull him up here. Clovis. Clovis is a badass. Clovis is probably one of the most heroic cats to ever cat in a movie. Clovis's story is, and I love this. Clovis hangs out in the car with the cop who owns him, and it's so cute. He's like, "Yeah, get them bad guys, get them bad guys." But unfortunately, his owner is killed, and Clovis takes it upon himself to basically take these people down, and he helps the girl, and he's a hero. He's so beautiful. I love Clovis. All-time BAMF of horror movies right there, Clovis. So yes, the movie has very cat themes with the horror, but also just Clovis is amazing. I think the biggest hero of this movie is also a cat. Thundercats, ho! Absolutely. Also, shout out to Snarf. I love that guy. My favorite cheetah is Paladin. Which one What is Paladin in? Tell me. Elisa, hey! I wanted to say hello, fellow witch. I have a migraine, but I'll catch you next time. I do not blame you. I have a highly annoying voice. And if I had a migraine, I would not want to listen to it. Absolutely get some rest, and I will talk to you later. We're talking about cats in scary movies, Ariel. Hey, Denisha. The cat with hands. Yes! Oh my gosh, I almost forgot about that one. That's a really good one. This is nightmare fuel. It's a short movie. But yeah, I haven't seen it for a really long time. But the cat with hands is absolutely terrifying. Let me see here if I can fix this so you guys can see it a little bit better. Yeah, it's a cat with freaking hands. It's a short movie and you can watch it on YouTube. I don't want to talk about it too much because it's a short and you can watch it for free. So absolutely check that out. But very good recommendation there from Robert. Best familiar is Salem. I agree. Salem's amazing. Next to Brocky. I like the cats and Sleepwalkers too. Popping the popcorn is here. I am an Iams cat. Feed me. I'm bored. Meow. My cat has Iams food. It's my dog. Craving going live stream a few minutes. Have to go there. No problem, Denisha. No worries. Done. I'll come by in a bit. Yeah, I understand, guys. I'll see you later. I love the cat from Coraline too. And Tatum is talking about Hocus Pocus. The cat from outer space. I think, wasn't that a Haley Mills movie? I remember that one. That was good. So Ben's favorite is Cat's Eye. So that's another one that I really wanted to talk about today is General. General from Cat's Eye. It is so cool. So Cat's Eye is really cool because it's an anthology movie, but it's centered around this cat. So the cat kind of goes from story to story in the anthology. So he's essentially like Sam in Trick or Treat. He is the connecting force between each of them. But it's kind of strange because it's almost like, I guess, American Horror Story, and that like Drew Barrymore's in more than one of them too, but she's playing different characters. So, but I'm pretty sure General is the same cat throughout the film. So in some of the earlier ones, there's one about a guy, like the guy from the Starman TV series, who is on a ledge. The cat's in that one. There's one called Quitters Inc., where people who want to quit smoking are put through pretty horrendous shit. Like at one point, someone has their wife put into a room where the floor is electrified. Pretty horrible stuff. But the best story, the absolute best story, is the last one. So General, the tabby cat. And is there a theme here with tabby cats being heroes? I don't know. I think maybe tabby cats are just more heroic. But General the tabby cat comes to this little girl's house and she swears she has this troll, like from the Three Billy Goats Gruff, that threatens her at night. And General knows all about that. And even though her parents don't believe her, General knows. And like, I think, if I remember correctly, the mom really is not a fan of cats, but they end up having a full-on brawl in the final act of that segment of the anthology. And General kicks some pretty good troll ass, if you ask me. Yes, Cheetah says Salem rocks. Nick Bakay seemed to be having a lot of fun doing his voice. I agree. Ariel wants to know what a black Mancoon cat, and if that cat is a boy, I will name him. You should get a black Mancoon cat. I'm partial to ginger tabbies. I call my cat Kirby my ginger prince. The corpse grinders is fun. Guys turn corpses into cat food. But when caught, it's shut down. But the cats already have a taste for humans, so they start killing. I haven't seen that, but that sounds incredible. It was called Grave Robber. I do love the black cat from Coraline, Mr. Flickster. I remember seeing the chap dressed as West on Tubi TV. Okay, I'll check that out. Yes, no vegetables, no dessert, Blucka. Yeah, they in Sleepwalkers, and also that's another cameo because Mark Hamill's one of the cops at the beginning of Sleepwalkers. But yeah, they kill. They have traps and stuff. The mother and son have traps and stuff because I think it's implied or they state explicitly at some point that the father was killed by cats because that's pretty much the only way they can die is by cats. So they put out a lot of traps and stuff, and they hang up dead cats to maybe scare off cats from their property. Conrad Gonzalez, hey! Yes, they are scared of cats. The Sleepwalkers do not like them. Sleepwalkers is incredible movie massacre. So Mandy is here. The ghoul finally found her Harley to her poison ivy. I couldn't pick one cat movie, Gory, and it popped in my head, and it's from a movie called 43 BZ, the cat that in the post-credit scene, directed by James Gunn. I haven't seen that one, but I'll have to check it out. Hey, Conrad. Tatum, thank you. Clovis. I love Clovis. Clovis is amazing. Dex Star. What movie is Dex in? Let me know. Paladin is my pet cheetah. Oh, that's right. Yeah, I always just refer to your cheetah as Cheetah. But yeah, you're right. Red lanterns are awesome. I heard that cats don't dance. They don't actually. Just speaking of cats, so my cat has a lot of personalities. I'm sure your guys' do too, which is why I think we love cats. But I think the funniest thing that my cat does is he's not always the most graceful. And he just did it the other day where he tried to jump onto the coffee table, but then he like slipped and fell. Oh my goodness. He gets this look of just pure embarrassment when he doesn't land a jump or something. The other thing I love about my cat is he's the most easygoing cat ever. I can clip his nails, brush his teeth. I can bring him into the bath and he's completely fine with it. He usually likes to sit on the side of the bath, but every so often I've just pulled him in just to give him a bath. He never will scratch out of anger. In fact, we had little girls come over and they picked him up. They picked him up in that awkward way that kids sometimes do. Still didn't scratch him. Just had this look on his face like, you know, it's a living, but he's a great cat. Great cat. Ariel remembers that movie on Showtime. Cats are gateways to hell and Constantine with Keanu Reeves. That is true. And honestly, I think Constantine does qualify as horror. So that's a really good one. Sweetheart, I'm going to put you down. Speaking of, someone mentioned, Kevin mentioned Jonesy. I have this really cool print of Jonesy here. And you can see the xenomorph in Jonesy's eyes. I think that's one of the best parts of Alien is that really gorgeous scene where you see what's happening from the point of view of Jonesy. And Jonesy's briefly in Aliens Part 2 as well, but I love Jonesy. Jonesy is great. Yeah, here's the image of Jonesy's face as he's watching someone get killed, which is, I think it's just one of the best scenes in the movie. But Jonesy is quite a badass. Like, a lot of people die in this movie, but not Jonesy. Jonesy is a badass. Jonesy makes it to the end. You know, he's a ginger cat, so he's not going to be no hero. I think it's reserved for the tabbies of the world. But he is a survivor. I'm pretty sure Jonesy made it throughout the franchise because he ends up going back to Earth in Aliens. But do love Jonesy a lot. In fact, there's also a book. There's a Jonesy book. And it's, do I have it in here? Maybe I do have it in here. No, I don't see it in here. Wait, do I? I do. Here it is. This is the Jonesy book. And it's all about Jonesy's life on the Nostromo. Also, guys, have you guys ever noticed that the icon all over the Nostromo looks like the logo for Purina Dog Chow or Cat Chow? But yeah, it's Jonesy's whole life. Wakes up, people, hanging out with Ripley. Just, you know, what did Jonesy do on the Nostromo? Jonesy just chilling like a villain. Jonesy's cool. But yeah, this is a cute little book. If you're a Jonesy fan, and I'm sure you are, because who isn't? Okay, Crookshanks is awesome, and we have a friend in the chat here who has a cat named after Crookshanks. I think it was Jacqueline, but I don't remember. Have to catch up on cat movies. You do. I'm gonna catch up with the chat here, and then I got some more recommendations. Gory B, that stew train you made is awesome. Thank you so much. I want that. I love the video. Sorry, off subject, but yeah, just DM me and I will send you a copy of it. Thank you. Kirby is awesome. Everyone, Gory B is the... Thank you, Tatum. Tatum, you're so cool. Have I seen the Tales from the Dark Side movie? I have. I actually have that one, the Shout Factory edition. What's up, baby? Do you want to be on there too? I'll move the pillow. Here. Come on. You can get up there. You can get up there too. Up. There's room for 2 dogs. Okay. So yeah, that one is based on a short story, but what was it called? Cat from Hell? I don't remember. But it was a really good one. And it's, again, Tales from the Dark Side, the movie, is an anthology. This little boy is telling the lead singer of Blondie, Debbie Harry, these stories so he doesn't get eaten. And one of the stories is about this family. It's a family of old people. And one by one, we hear about how this cat killed each of them. But it looks like an accident. So people don't really believe it. Like he trips them on the stairs, which my dogs have done that to me a lot. I don't think they did it intentionally, but they have done that a lot. But I highly recommend this because the way the cat ultimately kills this man who's hired by the last surviving member of the family, the way he ultimately kills this hired assassin is so cool. He crawls into his dang mouth. It is awesome. You got to check it out. It's so good. Cat's Eye would be a good one for a sequel. I agree. Do I have Night of the Creeps? I do. Why are your godsons so weird? I don't know. Tony is actually their padrino. Oh my god, I caught up on the chat. Okay, so I'm surprised we've gotten this far without talking about one of the most iconic cats in movies. I also love that you guys picked this as a topic. This is a great topic. We'll have to do dogs eventually too, because I think that's enough for a stream of its own. There's some great dogs in horror. But let's talk about one of my personal favorites, Church. So Church, so named after Winston Churchill from Pet Sematary, is amazing. Church essentially is just a sweet pet cat, and then while the family is gone, Church gets hit by a truck, and that's how we find out about the Pet Cemetery, which is just there's nothing wrong with it. It's just a place where children bury their pets. But the father's friend from across the road tells him, you could bury it in a different place. And so there's the Micmac burial ground, which is past the pet cemetery. Like the Ramones song. It's like, I don't want to be buried in a pet cemetery. If you were buried in there, you'd be completely fine because there's nothing mystical about the pet cemetery. It's the Micmac burial ground beyond the pet cemetery. But he figures, since it's just a cat, that it would be harmless to bury Church there, and then the little girl would be happy. So they do that, but then Church is a total dick, and he stinks too. So I think they should have probably just let him die. But Church is a dick. He's constantly like, and he's connected to Lewis. I think that's his name. Lewis is the father. He's connected to him because he brought him back. So he's like, it's your cat now. But he's a mean little fucker. He's so cute though. And then obviously there's a Church in the remake too, but it's just a tabby cat, I think, or maybe it's a Maine Coon. I don't remember. But Church, I love British short hairs. It's the kind of cat that Church is. Beautiful, beautiful cat. And just so creepy, and those eyes. Church is iconic. That's what Church is. He's iconic. All right. Catching up in the chat. Where was I last? Hey, Lion Queen, nice to see you again. Beazle the cat. 43 is Beazle the cat. What? Yeah, just talked about that one. Good call. Thank you, Firefrost. So cat people. That's a little bit of an interesting one because there really are not a lot of cats in the movies, in the cat people movies. So there are 3 cat people movies, and I have some unpopular opinions about this, some hot takes. I do love the original Val Lewton cat people. It's iconic, and it is where the Luton bus scare came from, because there's this really cool scene where our lead gal hears what sounds like a panther or something, like some kind of big cat, and you think she's going to be a cat, she's going to be attacked. But it's just the sound of the bus coming. And it's a great, really effective jump scare that's been used a lot since then. But the movie is terrific. This woman, she's part cat person, and she gets threatened by this other woman in her beau's life, and she's very sweet and ingenue. But as this, she continues in this relationship, her cat instincts come out, and it brings out a darker side of her. There is a sequel that's not so much a horror movie called Curse of the Cat People, and the cat woman isn't. I've only seen it once. It's very good. It's a good character study. It's not so much a horror movie, but it is good. And then my favorite one, unpopular opinion, is the 80s one that has Natasha Kinski, who is the daughter of Klaus Kinski, who was in the Nosferatu remake. It has her in it. She's incredible. And it's got Malcolm McDowell in it. And this movie is so good. This girl has never had any family. And then she's contacted by Malcolm McDowell, who she finds out is her brother. And their parents were circus performers. And so he invites her to come stay with them and his housekeeper, Ruby Dee. And at first she's elated because she has a place where she belongs, and she's never felt like she belonged anywhere. And she gets these very strange dreams about panthers. But then she falls in love with this guy who's a zookeeper. And the zookeeper has gotten involved in all of these attacks on people from panthers. And what the main girl doesn't realize is the panther that's attacking these women is her brother. So essentially, when a cat person has sex, they will turn from human to like this big black panther. And the only way to turn back into their human form is to kill someone. So her brother has been killing prostitutes, or been having sex with prostitutes and then killing them. And that's kind of how he's survived. What she doesn't know is that their parents were brother and sister. Again, cats do this. It's like normal for a cat. Their parents were brother and sister. And so the real reason he's invited her there is he wants to mate with her. That's the only way that they can properly mate or even have a sexual relationship that wouldn't involve them turning into a panther. But she's fallen in love with a zookeeper, and she's really freaked out about, being asked to mate with her brother. So it's a complicated story. It's a cool story. And now O'Toole's also in it. There's some great scares. I gotta say, I know the Val Lewton one's a classic, but damn, that 80s one is so good. And it's got that incredible song by David Bowie, putting out the fire with gasoline. I'm so sorry, guys. I promised I wouldn't sing anymore on the show, but it did, because that song's amazing. You should just watch the movie. I went on way much of a tangent, but it was worth it for cat people. Tony says the cat Goose. Yes, I love Goose from Captain Marvel. Valentine is from Vegas Zombie. Very cool. Thank you, Tatum. Church is legendary. I think someone needs a glass of water. I'm going to drink some of this screwdriver, and Danny's going to go get me something to drink. I went down the wrong pipe. Now my eyes are going to water. I'm going to cry all my makeup off. All right. Thank you, Tatum. I love you. I've been a big fan since we started hanging out in Craven streams. There we go. So Mandy lives close to 3 cemeteries. One of them is down the road, which is a pet cemetery. That's really cool. So I don't live in a very big town, but I did used to live down the street from the cemetery, and I'd always walk my dog Roscoe. This is back in the day when I had a border collie. I'd always walk my dog Roscoe to the cemetery and back. And Roscoe was super bonded to my little black kitten named Jack, which I named because it was around Halloween time and he curled up inside a jack-o'-lantern. He was so precious. Anyway, they would sleep together, and they were so bonded that when we would go on walks, you'd hear this pip, 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 pip. And it was Jack walking about 15 paces behind us. It's called, like, cats get this reputation for being really aloof, but in my experience, they're just better at hiding it. Like Kirby, my dogs very eagerly follow me from room to room, but Kirby's usually about 15 minutes behind. Like, he plays it cool, but he doesn't like to be alone. Have Cheetah. Yes, Keanu, voiced by Keanu Reeves. In the movie, Keanu was a very special cat. I also love that they find out that Keanu has a disorder, so Keanu will always be a kitten. That's so cute. Good night, Lion Queen. The cat from Bunnicula. I love that one. That's Chester, who's also an orange tabby, and I love the Bunnicula books. There was also a short-lived animated series. If you haven't read the Bunnicula books, which were a big favorite of mine, and I've also read them to my son, this family who has a dog, they eventually get another dog as well, and a cat, adopt a rabbit named Bunnicula, the vampire bunny. And what Bunnicula does is he sucks the juice out of vegetables, so he's relatively harmless. But they come foul of other dangers throughout the books that range. And they usually have to, the pets usually have to save Bunnicula in some way, because Bunnicula doesn't talk, but the dog and the cat do. And Chester is great. He's really funny. The cat cult from Scooby-Doo Zombie Island. Those were also cat people. Very, very good call there. Oracle 684, nice to see you. Came just in on time the live stream. Did you talk about Strays yet? I haven't. So Strays I haven't seen in a long time. So if you can help refresh my memory, that'd be great. I remember it was a TV movie. And I know it's recently been released on Blu-ray. So I'm going to have to get that eventually because I would love to revisit it. But if I remember correctly, it was a lot kind of like Arachnophobia, not quite as funny. But I do remember at the end of the movie, there was cats everywhere in this house, and they were being attacked by these stray cats. So absolutely, refresh my memory on that because I do remember it was really good. What about the lions from Ghost in the Darkness? I do think that's a good one. That's Val Kilmer, I believe. That one's interesting because it's almost more of a drama than a horror movie because the Ghost in the Darkness, these two lions, it's more placed on how almost the legend of them more so than them actually killing people. It's not filmed like a typical creature feature where usually in those movies they exploit the kills. And that movie, it's really about the suspense. So it's a very good thriller and it's got great atmosphere. So cool that they cameoed in Trick or Treat. Yeah. Yeah, I just got this Buffy blanket at Crypticon. Danny got it for me at Crypticon. It's awesome. Werepanther, yes. Garfield. Garfield is, I was such a fan of Garfield as a kid. And one of my favorite Garfield things ever is the Garfield Halloween special. If you guys haven't seen that, I believe you can catch it for free on YouTube. I love it so much, where Garfield goes trick-or-treating with Odie, and they end up in this creepy old man's house, and then it becomes the fog, where these pirates show up, and they're like ghost pirates, and they get super freaked out, and it's so much fun. I love revisiting that one. The Munsters had a cat. They that roared like a lion. Yes, that's is that Munsters? No, I thought that was Addams Family. They have Kitty, and Kitty is a lion. Maybe the Munsters did too. I don't remember. I know the Addams Family has Kitty, who actually is a lion. Thanks, Tatum. Am I okay? I'm sorry, I was coughing because I went down the wrong pipe. I'm perfectly fine. Cheetah says there was a 1901 silent film called The Sick Little Kitten. Was it a horror film? I would love to hear about that. Tell Danny to drink one for you too. Tony, honestly, I stayed up super late last night and I only got up a few hours ago. So definitely, if you're up for it, come by after work. Lame. Or I mean, that was Tony's comment. Yeah, sorry you have to work. My cheetah is very loving. Yes, the cheetah is awesome. Tatum says, Gory, I'm here, a lot going on, but love you so dang much. Thank you. I love you too. Cheetah. So guys, Cheetah, which I can't select his comment for some reason, but he reviewed both Garfield films on his channel. Cheetah does cover a lot of cat movies. So if this is a topic that you love, like I love, I need to actually check out his reviews on them. But Cheetah has a great channel that I highly recommend and really fun streams that I enjoy a lot. Yes, Chester from Bunnicula is great. Love you too, Tatum. Speaking of Garfield, I'm sorry, John. There have been a large number of Garfield creepypastas lately. Also, Torchbearer, I don't know if you saw it, but there was a bloke at Crypticon. And he had the coolest Garfield Army of Darkness shirt where Garfield was totally ripped with like muscles. And I asked him about it because it was so neat. And he said that he has a massive collection of Garfield horror shirts. So I think that's really cool. Really, really cool. Okay, let's see. Now that I've caught up in the chat, I swear I'm missing some iconic cats in horror movies. Let me think. What are some cat movies I'm missing, or cats from horror movies that we want to discuss? Let me take a look. I feel like I'm missing some big ones. Cats from horror movies that I'm missing. Well, I've caught up on the chat. Puss in Boots from Shrek is a top 10. Half Cheetah Wolfview is quite the expert on cats and horror movies. My favorite is forever gonna be Uninvited. I love that one, but yeah, I honestly I love all cats and horror movies. Let's Google cats and horror movies. I do know there's a really fun Twitter account called The Horror Cats that I really enjoy. I recommend checking them out. Did anyone ever explain why Alex Vincent had to bail? Actually, yes. I did the interview with Fiona Dourif and Christine Elise from Chucky, and they explained that Alex Vincent is a massive Nine Inch Nails fan, and he'd been following the tour, and he got sick from like going to 8 Nine Inch Nails shows, and he was really sad he had to cancel. But I do think the story is pretty funny. Oh my goodness, I forgot a really big one. Oh, what was his name? What was his name? I loved him so much. I can't remember. Mr. Whiskers from The Voices. So if you haven't seen The Voices starring Ryan Reynolds, it's so good. One of the things I love about this movie, it's about a man who has schizophrenia, but he talks to his pets, and he does the voices of both pets. And the cat, this guy, Mr. Whiskers, is psychotic. The cat wants him to kill people. The cat urges him to kill people. The cat is like the devil on the shoulder, foul mouthed and Scottish. And the dog is more like the angel on the shoulder, who's like, oh, you didn't mean to do that, or you're a good boy. He's so sweet. But the cat is evil as fuck. But I do love this cat so much. That was definitely one that I love. Let's see. Have you guys come up with some more cats? Hey, Danny's here. Defunctland just did a video on the Garfield ride. I have not seen the Garfield ride. Tom and Jerry. I actually kind of liked the Tom and Jerry movie. Clovis the cat commander. Yes, the voices is twisted, but one of the best. I think it's so good, and I do love movies that give me a new perspective on things. And one of the things I liked about the voices, being somebody who does not live with schizophrenia, I would just assume, because I have anxiety and I rely on medication and I can't really function without my medication. I guess I assumed that with schizophrenia, I thought, having visions and seeing things that aren't there would be really scary. And I really couldn't understand why someone wouldn't take their medication. But you watch that movie and you see that a lot of those hallucinations and stuff are beautiful. And this person's very lonely. And without medication, the world looks better. His apartment looks clean. Everything's like Technicolor. And his pets talk to him, so he's not lonely. Whereas when he's on medication, he sees things for what they really are, and it just doesn't compare to the hallucinations, which are actually comforting for him. But yeah, I love that cat. Let's see, what other horror cats can we talk about? It might be about time for us to do our vote on the next one. Let's see. There's a movie called The Cat. I think that one's a Korean film. Don't quote me on that one, but there is one called The Cat that I haven't seen. There's a movie called Cat in the Brain that I haven't seen. The Sentinel has a cat in it, but I haven't seen it, and I haven't seen The Uncanny either. I need to watch more cat movies. I'm feeling a little embarrassed that I haven't seen so many of these movies. Let's see. This list has the top 10 spookiest cats in horror. We've got Jonesy. So Jezebel is from the Sentinel. It says a lesser known cat of horror. Jezebel. Oh my God, Jezebel's wearing this adorable hat. Jezebel manages to live up to the moniker cat from hell. Yeah, I just gotta show you guys this picture because Jezebel is adorable. All right, so there's Jezebel. Look at that hat. That hat is so cute. Okay, there's Master Ren from Monstrous, which is a comic book series. And it looks like Master Ren has 2 tails. That's cool. Pie Wacket. Oh, that's a good one. Pie Wacket from Bell Book and Candle. I do recommend that one. Pie Wacket is really, really cool. Blanche from How Sue. How did we forget How Sue? I love that movie. That movie is completely insane and I adore it. We Have Always Lived in the Castle, Jonas. I remember the book. I remember even seeing the movie, but the cat isn't something that's super memorable to me. Irina, we did talk about cat people. Mar. How did we forget Mar? So that one is it's really sad, you know, because if you guys know the story of Ju-on and The Grudge, essentially this woman is living with her abusive husband and her young son, and she has a infatuation with one of her son's school teachers, and her husband finds out about it, and he kills her, and he kills their young son and his cat, which I think is completely unnecessary, but he kills the son and the cat by drowning them. And so the spirits of the cat and the little boy, I think his name was Toshi, I don't remember, the spirit of the cat and the little boy are tied together. And so, like, you'll see the boy and he'll open his mouth and he'll just, like, be like that cat sound, that, you know, he just makes that cat sound. So they're, like, linked together. But I don't know, it's kind of sweet that, you know, it's sad that he died. But I feel like if he's going to live this life where he's forced to haunt this horrible house, that at least he's got his good buddy Mar. Like, I feel like Mar is his familiar. And I'm glad that he at least has that. The Rat Cat from Dune. Ugh. Winston Church from Pet Sematary. All right. So those were some good cats. Very good cats. Okay. I think now I'm going to catch up with the chat and then we're going to... Uh-oh. What's going on? Da, da, da. There's a new movie, Backbone. Hey, Backbone. I don't think I remember you, but nice to see you. Called Beast. I have heard about that. I think it's got Idris Elba in it. I could be wrong. Coming out this year about a massive killer lion in Africa. Very cool. Cat Sick Blues. I've heard a little bit about that. And Be My Cat is another one I've heard about, but I haven't seen either of those, but I've heard they're very disturbing. Cat in the Wall. Now you're talking my language. Yeah, it's very good, Sunny. Sunny quote. Chucky as Hello Kitty. How cute is it that in the Chucky series, Chucky, when he dresses up as a trick-or-treater, which is smart because he's short, has a Hello Kitty mask on. That is an iconic cat moment. Very well played there, Tony. Serious though, Edgar Allan Poe had a cat in the wall. Very true. Kim Novak. I don't know what that's a reference to. And a human heart as well. Yes, the human heart was under the floorboards in why am I drawing such a blank? The Telltale Heart. Yeah. Okay, so it is that time again. Dun 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 dun. I have to work it out in the live stream thingy. I'm gonna figure it out. Let's see. Restore the chat. I'm gonna make a poll because you guys get to choose the next topic. I think it was really fun when we did that last time. So let's do that again. What should our next stream be about? All right, I want some suggestions in the cat. I named my cat after Selena. She had all those cats. I love Catwoman so much, and she does. She always has a lot of cats. There was an animated one, I think Catwoman the Hunted, that came out recently, and she has like one cat in particular that's her favorite that I thought was really cool. Catbox Turd Cemetery 4, total classic. Totally unrelated, but I played roller derby for a long time. One of the things I really liked was one of my teammates brought to like a barbecue gathering we did. It was this cake and it was delicious, but it looked exactly like a litter box. And it looked like it had cat shit in it, but it was delicious. It was chocolate. It was so good. Okay, so what should we talk about? Let's see. What about Stephen King movies? Should we do a Stephen King stream? Ben says sex worker horror, Hollywood chainsaw hookers, Frankenhooker, Bordello of Blood, Angel. Okay. Let's see. Sex worker horror. Cat poop. It was delicious. I can't even explain to you like what went into it, but it was delicious. All right, let's get some more examples. What about body part horror? So that would be like killer hands, killer eyeballs, killer dongs, killer boobs. Has there been a killer butt? No, but there's been a killer sperm. So killer body part movies. We can also do killer dog stream. Killer dog stream. Killer dog movies, that'd be like Man's Best Friend, Cujo, and just other iconic dogs. Giallo, I'm not a massive Giallo expert, but I would love to do that eventually. Let's see, what other things do I want to talk about? We could also talk about like a particular franchise if you want. I love doing stuff like that. Like Chucky, Friday the 13th. I can talk about any of those things with you guys. Oh. Here's what I'm going to put on here. How about a who would win fight? We did this at Crypticon and it was super fun. So essentially, you guys in the chat, and I'll come up with some too. We would pick like, when we could even do what we did at Crypticon, which is where we had like a big bracket thing. But we would pick various horror icons and determine amongst the chat who would win. So like Pinhead versus Chucky. And then, you know, we would continue until we got to like our number one winner. I'm going to put that on here. Let's see, what do we call it? Who would win horror icons? Okay. So we have a poll up. Oh, full moon movies is a really good one. I like that suggestion too. Well, I've already posted the poll, but that's definitely a good one for next time. Yeah, like a fight club. Exactly, like a fight club, Cheetah. Sorry, I called you Cheetah. But yes. Yeah, I think the way I'm going to do it is we did this at Crypticon, and it's a little hard because like we had Cthulhu in it, and obviously Cthulhu dominated because Cthulhu's a god. I think if we did this for a stream, it would be fun to do categories. So who is the strongest vampire? We would come up with a list of vampires and ultimately who is our number one reigning vampire. Because like when you watch wrestling or boxing and stuff, they have weight categories. You know, you can't just wrestle anybody. And even then, like, you know, men very rarely wrestle women. So I think these people should be in their categories. We could do like the killer pet. Who is the best killer animal, so to speak? Oh, thank you, my love.
The one cool cat.
But yeah, I'd want them to be, you know, who is the best, strongest werewolf? Who is the strongest god? Who is the scariest or strongest person who's been possessed, like Reagan? Yeah, I think it would be fun to do it that way. So we would basically have categories and we would determine the winner from each one, is how I would want to do it. Which movies would be so good? Yeah, it's going to be like a horror battle royale, death battle. You voted, Tatum. Thank you. I think it would, killer food. Have Cheetah will view. I want to know if you've seen Killer Sushi. That's one I watched for my friend Tony and my husband Danny, and it's so good. Slacks. We should also do like killer clothes or killer inanimate objects. Inanimate objects, because you know they're not inanimate. I think that'd be a really fun one. All right, how's my poll doing? Okay, we've got some votes. So let me know. Let me know when you guys have all voted, because these Hangout streams, what makes them different than like when I have a guest on. Because when I have a guest on, I feel like I've invited that friend of mine to my house, and my primary focus is making sure that they're comfortable and giving, you know, them a platform to talk and to get to know them better. But these Hangouts are all about me hanging out with you guys, which is super fun. So I want to make sure that you guys all vote, because this is something that, you know, we're going to be talking about. And yeah, some of these things might be things I do with a guest later on in the future just because they're fun topics. But I'm excited with these topics to hear like your guys' suggestions, because like tonight, you guys have had so many great suggestions for cat movies I haven't seen that I have been writing down, and I'll go back through the stream later and catch some of the ones I missed. But yeah, I think that's what's fun about this, is getting to know you guys better, getting to hang out with you guys and hearing your guys' takes on some of this stuff. All right, let's see. Yeah, the witch movies, I think, we have to do witch movies eventually. And just like I did the history of black horror recently, and I've done a trans horror one, which I want to bring that one back, just because there's been a lot of new trans horror movies since the last time I did that with Annie. But I do want to have another fellow witch on and talk about witchcraft and horror from a real witch's perspective. I think that would be really cool. But yeah, I would love to just have a horror hangout where we can all talk about witch movies, because if you're a witch, you're going to have a different perspective maybe than somebody who's not a witch. So there's tons of different perspectives on witch movies. So I would love to hear your guys' thoughts on them. Sushi of the Dead, that's what it's called. Killer Cars. I love that idea too. So I'm limited to 4. I'm limited to 4 on these polls. Thank you, Tatum. Attack of the Killer Donuts. That would be a good one for food. Killer bowel movements from history. I don't know if I know enough. I might need your help with that one. All right. Has everybody voted? Baby, why are you barking? Danny, if you're watching, come get your doggo. He's upset. Bikini girl with number of that's Danny and horror addicts over there, Mandy. You should get actually that's who I was thinking of, because Nightmare Maven and I have been friends since I started on YouTube, and she is a practicing witch. So thinking Nightmare Maven, that might be who I have on. I might have one other person on, but it would absolutely be somebody else who was a practicing witch. And Maven and I have so much fun on streams, and I haven't seen her in forever, like on a stream. So that's definitely one of the people that I would have on there. You lose obtuse, no spooce goose. How are you? You lose. Yikes, that's a tongue twister. All right, has everybody voted? Can I get a drum roll, please? He's upset. He's growling. I don't know why. He's not done. Oh, Kirby needs to be here for the Killer Cat stream. Please bring the ginger prince.
A black cat just crossed my path outside.
So here's a funny thing. In America, this isn't a British superstition. I grew up in England. In America, it's considered to be bad luck to have a black cat cross your path. But where I grew up in Ipswich, which is a very superstitious town in Suffolk, England, it's generally considered to be good luck, and it's extra good luck if you take a photo and it accidentally captures a black cat in it. But guys, here for our cat stream, is Kirby, the ginger prince. He's not happy. Hey, Kirby, you want to say hi?
Like, I do not want to be on
Are you done? Okay, I'm sorry.
Tonight we should watch Stranger Things and eat Surfer Boy pizza.
That sounds amazing. I'm almost done.
Hi, everybody.
That's Danny. Do you want to say hi?
Hi.
I guess you just did. Thank you for the beer and for the pizzas. Fairpoint Station. Tatum's my girl. Killer clowns. Okay, absolutely. So I'm only going to do 4 of these for a poll. So I try to stream every Saturday. Last week there wasn't one because of Crypticon. And sometimes I usually have a bonus stream during the week, just depending on my work week, what's going on. Stay tuned, hit the bell, because whatever I do during the middle of the week, sometimes I only give like a day of notice. So if you are notified on here, if you ring the bell, you'll know when I go live. But yeah, there will be a Crypticon stream here in a couple days with hopefully my buddy Tony on here. Aquatic Creature Features. That's really good. Tatum loves Kirby. I love Kirby too. But yeah, think about it, because I'm going to have this be an ongoing thing for our Saturday Hangouts, which will be every Saturday unless for some reason I'm out of town, which I rarely ever am. So unless for some reason I have to cancel, and I'll give you guys notice the week before, there will always be at 7 o'clock Pacific Standard Time, 9 p.m. Eastern, a horror hangout here on the channel on Saturdays. So you can always look forward to that, hopefully. And yeah, think about through the week, like what you guys want to talk about, because this is our conversation. You are a part of it, and I want it to be about topics that you're interested in. Okay, I think we can end the poll now. Are you ready? Drum roll, please! And the winner is... Where did my poll go? The winner is 60% of you. Actually, I was happy that everything got a vote. 26% voted for sex worker horror, which I think is a really good idea. Well done there, Ben. 6% of you voted for Stephen King's stream. 6% voted for killer body parts. And 60% of you voted for who will win. So yeah, let me know how you guys want me to do that. I think it would be fun to do it in brackets. So this might end up being a longer stream. I'm gonna kind of arrange something kind of like March Madness style, but I think it would be fun. And it might even be a part 1, part 2, because I think it would be cool to do like the best killer car, like who would win from killer cars, who would win from vampires. That one's going to take a little bit longer. Who would win from werewolves? And then yeah, we'll have essentially a winner from each category.
Laws voted for the sex workers.
He did. Poor baby, my son is watching the stream. So I'm really excited. I think I will actually prepare, like, you know, those March Madness brackets they do for like basketball and such. We'll have something like that, and we'll have something that keeps track of the winners. I hope you guys like that idea. I think it would be really fun because, like I said, I did this at Crypticon, and it was just of all horror icons, and obviously Cthulhu win. You can't put Cthulhu against a vampire, but you know, it'd be fun to do like horror cyborgs, you know, like Terminator and such. So I think that could be really fun. Horror aliens like Syl versus Xenomorphs versus Predators, ghosts. Yeah, I'm gonna put some thought into this. Also, something else I wanted to recommend to you guys. Yeah, part 1 and part 2 might be something that we do. Mom, what's a sex? No, my son knows what the sex worker is. Something else I wanted to recommend to you. I'm actually gonna go and find you a link because it's something that I think is super cool. On Etsy. I bought some at Crypticon, but I don't want to take them off my wall. So I'm going to send you guys a link. And I'm going to show you guys here in the chat too. I think it's called like Clockwork something. Where is it? Xenomorphs. Let's see. Why am I having trouble? You know what? I just ordered one, didn't I? I want to get you guys this link before we end the stream because I think you guys will really like it. Dun 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 dun. Cats. Where is it? Dang it, I feel bad. I can't find it. Cat. Her. Why am I not finding it? What is the name of the company? Okay, let's go back up to the top. Guess I could look at my postcard. I'm gonna do that. Pardon me, puppies. Honey, move your sweet little dog butt. Ah! Okay. So I bought this at Crypticon, and it's super cute. And it's a cat witch. And then I also got a, oh, there we go. Here we go. I got a link. So clockworkart.com. So I wanted to share this with you guys because I think you guys would really like this because you guys love cats and you love horror just like I do. Especially have Cheetah Will View. I feel like this is right up your alley. But they're super cute. They just make tons of cat horror art. I've got a cat Ash. I've got the cat witch. I got a cat Cenobite for a buddy. I got a cat Xenomorph for my brother. I got a cat Cthulhu. But I highly recommend checking out this website. You can get postcards, prints, magnets, and totally in line with our theme today. So, you know what? I think that's something I'm going to add to these hangouts. In line with whatever we're doing, I'll try to recommend either an artist or a YouTube channel or Twitter account. So this week I'm recommending Horror Cats on Twitter. Have Cheetah Will View because he's reviewed so many of these movies. And I'm recommending Clockwork Art. So the link is in the chat. Absolutely, these are all things that I highly recommend that you check out. And obviously, check out the movies we talked about today. There's some really good ones. You guys have given me some great ones that I'll be checking out. I've had so much fun hanging out with you guys. Our next stream will be... Dun 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 dun! Our next stream will be June 4th. June 4th. That's not a holiday, right? June 4th at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 9 p.m. Eastern, and we're going to be doing Who Would Win. It might be a two-parter. I don't know, but I'm going to have some cool stuff planned. Super looking forward to it. I really hope to see you there. And I'll check one more time with the chat before we call it a night. I can hear the boys in the living room. Yeah, Ash is a badass, and Ash has got like almost like Toon Force on his side. But I think it's going to be really fun. And obviously, we're going to do polls for all of these fights too. So it's not just me determining the winners. I will make a case for them. You guys will make cases for them. But I think it's going to be really fun. Is sex work the same as fast food? Depends on who the sex worker is. I interviewed Brandon on 8 questions. Very cool. Awesome. Yeah, I like Mr. Flixer's answer. Depends if you'd like to eat out or not. Very good answer. Guys, all right. It's been so much fun. Absolutely check out the Have Cheeto review is in the chat. I'm going to give you guys links for the other things really quick before we call it a night here. So, Horror Cats. I also recommended on Twitter. I'm going to give you guys a link to that. The Horror Cats. They're so much fun. I love this account. This account is hilarious. So, here is the link for the Horror Cats on YouTube. Here is the link for Clockwork Art on YouTube. And I'm going to give you a link for here is the link for Have Cheeto Will View on YouTube. So definitely check those out. And I'm going to check out everything you guys talked about. And thank you, Tatum. I love you. Thank you guys so much. Absolutely. If you like the stream, you want to help me out, help this little channel grow. I'm still not monetized. I think I'm up to like 1,900 watch time hours. And Have Cheeto Will View has been really helpful with watching playlists and stuff and helping me out. So, watch a video. Helps me out. Watch a playlist. Thumbs up the videos if you liked it. Thumbs it down if you didn't like it. But interaction is always good. Leave comments and stuff. I appreciate everything that you guys do. I appreciate you guys hanging out with me. I have had a blast. And until we meet again, blessed be.